Well, people are taking matters into their own hands at the moment. They're employing private security, they're getting together in neighbourhoods and doing all of that. Are you concerned about communities that feel like they need to do that? And does that, take the power out of the hands of police? Or would you encourage them?
Laura, of course we're concerned by it. It's a reflection on how Queenslanders are feeling. I can't go anywhere in the state without somebody raising the issue of youth crime and their personal experience, or people saying to me, we haven't been done yet, but we'll be next because my neighbours on either side have been hit. I've also had somebody say to me, I'm not technically a victim of youth crime, but I just got my car insurance premium and it's gone up by 50%. So maybe I am a victim of youth crime. And I want Queenslanders to know there's a better way than what they're getting at the moment, and we are serious about doing something about this. And I know the government will look for different excuses as to why things don't work. You mentioned before the removal of detention as a last resort. We've seen 4 different positions in 3 different days. It might be on, it's definitely not on, it's definitely maybe on, and now it's not on. It's just a circus. It's chaos and crisis. And what I'm saying to Queenslanders is what they are living through at the moment after a decade of having watered down the laws and creating a generation of hardcore repeat young offenders will end if government changes. And my commitment to Queenslanders is this is a day one agenda item, not something we're going to kick the can down the road. It is a day one agenda item, and the laws will be strengthened this calendar year. If that means we have to sit between Christmas and New Year, we'll do it. But the laws are going to change this calendar year because we are not going to the holiday season with another period that we have been living through in recent memories.
Okay, I want to ask you one final question, and this is about stadiums and the Olympics. Why have you given Stephen Miles cover not to build a new stadium? I understand cost of living pressures now, but don't you want to have some kind of vision as a Premier?
Laura, that was the terms of agreement when the bid was made. The terms of the agreement was that there wouldn't be new stadiums, and that's what Queenslanders signed on to. What they also signed on to was a commitment to build road and rail and generational infrastructure. And for the last 1,000 days, the government has torn itself apart just discussing stadiums and the party and the red carpet. And as a result, Queenslanders across the state have lost faith. My commitment to Queenslanders is within 100 days of the election, we will establish an independent infrastructure coordination authority, and it will get back to what the Games were always about, and that is getting all levels of government around the table and building generational infrastructure. What does that look like? Road and rail, a 20-year tourism plan, using the Paralympic Games to create the most accessible cities across the globe, having a telecommunications strategy that can be great during the Games but can also benefit us during disasters. That's what an Olympic vision and legacy looks like. And I'm sorry, but for the Premier to say that absolutely not a new stadium. And I'm sorry, Laura, but for the Premier to say that after 1,000 days of him being the minister responsible, that somehow it's somebody else's issue because he wasn't the Premier, well, it's 1,000 days of lost opportunity. What I say to Queenslanders, though, is there is time and we are determined to make sure that there's generational legacy.
David Crisafulli, good to talk to you. We'll check in soon.